Hi everyone, so today we're going to go over some stability and balance exercises. But before we do that, I think we should cover the basis as why you should do these things. Now, these are more important to do as you get older in age, because as you get older, you tend to lose your stability and your balance as in walking and doing daily activities that you normally would do. And the reason why this is a main concern as you get older is because as you get older, you tend to increase the risk factor of you falling. And if you fall, it tends to lead to other things that can go wrong. You know, you get a hurt hip, a hurt back, you name it, it could happen. And so today we're going to cover a few exercises that will help with that. So first thing we're going to do, you're probably going to need a chair for all three of these. Go ahead and sit in the chair. What we're going to do, we're just going to do toe raises. Now these toe raises are going to help with the front of your legs, and it's going to help pick up the front of your legs, or the front of your toes really, and it's going to bring your feet up so that way they don't drag as much as when you step and your feet aren't doing like this, because if they are, you have a better chance of tripping over like a rug, a small step, anything like that. They can be laying on the floor or just in your way. So what we're going to do, you're going to sit in the chair, back straight, hands on your knees, and you're just going to sit there and try to lift your toes up. Now I don't know if you can see it, but what I'm doing, I'm just lifting my toes like this, and it's just working all of the muscles on my shins to help me pick up my toes so my feet won't drag as much whenever I'm taking a normal step. So what you're going to do, you're just going to sit there, you're just going to do on each leg. You'll probably want to do 20, 30 of them, something like that. Or you can do it for a duration amount of time, just for if you wanted to do it for 30, 45 seconds, doesn't really matter. It's up to you. So once you get done with those, what we're going to do next is we're just going to go ahead and take this same chair, and we're just going to turn it to this way right here to where you were behind it, and we'll be behind it for the next two exercises. So what we're going to do, we're going to place our hands on the back of this for stability, so you have a harder time falling over. And you're going to, the first thing we're going to go ahead and do on this is we're going to go and do a side leg raise. So what we're going to do, we're going to have our hands back this way, back straight, arms out, maybe bent a little bit, feet went about shoulder width apart. And what you're going to do is you're just going to get one leg, and you're going to work on your hip abductors, and then you're going to pull the leg out to the side, and then slowly put it back down. Now, while doing this, as you raise up one leg, you're going to want to shift your weight over to the leg you're standing on, because if not, you have a better chance of falling over if you try to lean too far this way. So you need to focus on like shifting your weight on the one leg you aren't lifting, obviously. You're going to do that, slowly come back down with it. You're going to sit there and you're going to do that for probably 15 to 20 times, whatever you feel comfortable with. Try to get as high as you can, but also make sure that you're not bending your knee and just pulling it up to the side like this. Also try not to point your toes. Just keep your feet like normal and just work on just pulling that leg up to the side. So now that we've got the first two out of the way, we can go ahead and we can move on to the last one. So the last one is going to be, we're really going to work our hip extenders, but it's going to be a lot like our hamstring and the muscles in your bottom. And so what we're going to do, same thing as before, we're just going to have our hands the back of the chair, feet about shoulder width apart. You want to keep your back straight. And we're going to try to do the same thing where it's, only thing you're doing now, you're just doing like a single leg raise behind you. And so, little hip extension. You're just going to pull it up and then come back down slowly and controlled. You're going to do about the same thing, just 15 to 20 reps, however you feel comfortable with. It's important to make sure that you keep your legs straight and you're not pointing your toes like this. You don't want this form because that's not going to work as well on your hamstring and on the muscles in your bottom. So, like I said, keep your legs straight, go up slowly, and come back down. And you're going to do that for probably 15 to 20 reps or how much you're comfortable with. And don't really worry about height. Try to go as high as you can on this one and the abductors. Don't just try to get as high as you can without hurting yourself, really. You don't want to do this at the point where you're hurting yourself and you're not even getting the right function and the purpose out of the exercise. So